If you weren't already terrified about what Trump and the GOP's upcoming tax policy changes will do to you and the country, wait until you find out what they might do to your 401k. One of the things you as an individual can actually rely on over the course of your life if you're responsible and save to make sure that you're not destitute and on the street. Well, they want to make some changes to it. Now, you might have read in the past, I believe 2 days, that Donald Trump is a big fan of keeping 401ks the way it is. He says it's an important tool, we shouldn't change it, which shocked some Republicans that he didn't want to change it. It shouldn't have shocked them though, because he immediately changed his mind inside of 24 hours. He is now saying that he's open to possibly negotiating to change that, which is what he says about everything. He doesn't know about either side of what's being negotiated for or against, but he loves them negotiations. And not just him, by the way, the head of the House Ways and Means Committee said recently, when asked about this issue, we think in tax reform you can create incentives for Americans to save more and save sooner, which can help them. So we are exploring a number of ideas in those areas. Oh, I'm sure they're thinking of ideas to allow you to save more, huh? Perhaps do some sort of federal matching for your 401k. Probably not. So yeah, Trump is willing to negotiate on that. Just 2 days after saying that he wouldn't. And to give you an idea of what these changes might actually do. Now, this isn't out of Trump. This is out of some of the Republicans who actually know some of the details of the plan. Republicans are reportedly looking to lower the annual cap on the contributions you can make to your 401k to about $2,400, down from $18,000. Now look, for a lot of Americans, they can't put $18,000 in, but it sure would be nice to be able to if your income rose at some point. That is massively lowering it down, and of course that means that you don't benefit from the tax savings of that additional nearly $16,000.
So let's break this down, okay? So Kevin Brady said you can create incentives for Americans to save more and save sooner. You just did the exact opposite. Because they could have saved more and sooner.
Literally 16,000 more.
That's right. If you allowed them to put more into their 401k tax-free, that would have created an incentive to save more and right away. You did the exact opposite. You said, hey, you know what? You're not allowed to put that much into your 401k anymore. You know what this does? It effectively increases taxes on the middle class. They got to get the money somewhere. They're redistributing the wealth. They're about to give a couple of $1 trillion to the rich. They got to get it, got to somehow, get some money to the federal government to finance our wars and all the other things that we want to do and our subsidies for the oil companies. So where are we going to get it from? Let's go rob the middle class and then do a brazen lie where we say the exact opposite of what we're doing. That's the Republican Party for you. And then I had this story teed up, not the latest update obviously, but the 401k story on Monday, and we just couldn't get to it. I wish we had, because I had Trump's tweet about, no, we're not, he says, there will be no change to your 401k. This has always been a great and popular middle class tax break that works, and it stays, exclamation point. Okay, so that was his tweet, and I was gonna say, hey, that's great. It is a really important middle class tax break. He's right about that. And tick, 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 until he changes his mind.
Yeah.
Because what happens?
JR, can you go back and clip that out of his memory?
I know, right? So I get no credit for it because I didn't say it. Okay, who cares about me? So let's. But on Trump, the reason I was going to say that is because it's whoever's in the room last. So somebody tells him, hey, 401k, wait, I said we weren't gonna do that. Maybe Steve Bannon, maybe to give Steve Bannon needless credit that he doesn't deserve, he calls him up and says, now let's look out for the middle class or something, be populist or something, and he's like, no, the 401k, we're not cutting it, right? And then I knew McConnell's gonna come in next and Kevin Brady's gonna come in. They're gonna be like, hey, idiot, the people who donated to you and who you work for want to screw the middle class. And he's gonna go, oh, right, okay, maybe we're open to it. I'm gonna make a deal, a better deal, a bigger deal. It's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be a beautiful, big deal. I'm gonna screw you guys over and give it to the rich. Right, I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, we're really in a crappy position because at least as far as I can read it, we're stuck between the desire of Republicans to take extra money from you so that they can give it to the rich on the one hand, and the concerns they have for their donors, some of whom work in the industries that would use the money that you're putting in your 401k to make investments and they can generate money off of that. I don't know if the individual rich people or the rich people that own the companies will win out. At this point, I'm open for companies.
No, John's exactly right. There's a couple of different lobbying interests involved here. And so the people who benefit from the 401ks, the companies that benefit from the 401ks will fight back against this. Hence, I get to do a prediction anyway. Trump will flip-flop on this 4 times.
401 times.
No, literally 4 times, because different lobbyists and financial interests will come into the room and they'll go, oh yeah, right, of course, middle class. Oh yeah, right, we hate the middle class. Okay, so hold for it. But the bottom line and the most important part is, look, the House Ways and Means Committee is super important. They're the ones that control all the money. And the Republicans who control that are saying, we never meant middle class tax cuts. In fact, we meant middle class tax increases. You idiots. Tax cuts are for the rich. That's what Kevin Brady and all of the Republicans in Congress are saying today. Support independent media. Come join us at the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.